We're live. This is the most random time ever to go live at 11:30 a.m. But I'm gonna wait for some people to get in here before I start talking like usual when I just start rambling. But live stream. I don't like the awkward silence, so I'm just gonna start talking. Hi everyone on live and on replay. What's good? What's poppin'? Welcome back to Holistic Flow. I'm your girl Lolo. And this month, June the 1st, marks 2 years that I've been on YouTube. That's crazy, right? And I just surpassed 6,000, or not just I, but the channel. The channel just surpassed 6,000 subscribers this past month, or this past week, which is crazy. Thank you all. And hi to everybody who's in the live stream so far. Hello, first time on your channel. Hi, Janine's World. Hi. Welcome to the channel. Hope you like it here. Well, in today's live stream, it's super random. I just decided to do a live stream today because I didn't have time to edit a video to actually post today. So I figured I put rope twists in my, yay, 6,000 subscribers. Hey, thank y'all. I put rope twists in my hair like 2 days ago, and I don't keep rope twists in for more than like 2 days, so I'm gonna take them out. But I wanted to answer some questions that you all might have, do a little Q&A, and then also while I'm doing the Q&A, take my twist down so that I can see that process. But if you've seen other videos, Nathaniel Barnhill, hello, your channel is awesome. Thanks, Nathaniel, you're awesome. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hot. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees over here in Maryland, in Southern Maryland. But thank you all for, just staying here on the channel, like sticking with me for real. Thank you for all your comments, everybody who comments and interacts. I really appreciate you, and you help keep the channel running for real. Because the algorithm, hey, what up? What up, Brick? The channel is all about the algorithm pushes out channels that have like a lot of interaction. So y'all really keep the channel going. So it's not really my channel, and it's not really about me. It's about the movement, the mindfulness holistic movement. So said 90 is cool. It's going to be 103 today in Austin, Texas. Wow. I retract my statement, and I retract my complaining. I have nothing to complain about because heat is nothing compared to heat and humidity. Because it gets pretty humid up here in Maryland, but nothing near like 103. That's crazy. I would die if I walked outside and 103 degrees just hit me, slapped me in the face. Oh my god! Like, thanks for the subscribe, Janine. You're awesome. You all are all awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, like I said, this is just a random me coming on here doing a live stream. I'm gonna answer some questions. So if y'all have any questions for me, they can be, personal questions, not too personal because I don't want my business out in these streets, but personal questions or questions about how I started my YouTube channel, or if you want to start a YouTube channel, how you want to go about doing that, or I'm a meditation teacher. You can ask me about that, or locks, or anything like that. But I'm gonna start taking my locks out. So, not taking my locks out, taking my twists out. So I put these in. Today's Friday. I put them in on Wednesday evening, and it may look like I retwisted my hair, but I did not because I don't do retwists on my hair. But I just wanted it to look kind of wavy, and I'm trying. So whenever I put rope twists in my hair, I usually just put rubber bands on all the ends, and then I'll go ahead and just cut the rubber bands off, because I've actually learned that if you, oh, Yep, that's deodorant mixed with sweat. I hope this doesn't disgust anybody. It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot out here in the streets. But if you if you have rope twists in your hair and you have hair like mine, and you go and just try to take the rubber bands out without actually cutting them out, the rubber creates friction between your hair and the actual band, if you know what I'm talking about, because it's rubber. So I don't like to pull the rubber bands out. I just like to cut them out. So I'm just gonna cut all the rubber bands out and then take my hair down. But my first video I put out on this channel, I put out in like June 1st, 2020. And back then, I was like a whole different person. So um, we all grow and evolve. And if anyone has like a statement about their evolution, let me look to make sure I'm not cutting off my hair. There was a lot of things that contributed to the evolution of this channel, and like how I knew what to even say or what to even talk about, because I feel like there's a lot of controversial topics that I could talk about in this channel just because of the way in which I be thinking, like the concepts that I think about. But some topics I kind of shy away from just because if it's like super controversial to where I think it would be more helpful to not share opinions. And a lot of times these days, people, I feel like the world's a lot more sensitive to certain topics, and that can be an advantage or a disadvantage. And they have a lot of censor things on YouTube to where if you talk about certain things, you can your video can get demonetized, which means you wouldn't be able to make money from it. I make money off of YouTube. It's like side money, but it's still some sort of income. And I would like to keep making money from YouTube because that's really cool. So all I do is just be myself on here, and people like it. And because of that, they subscribe to my channel. So I want to hear from you all. What are some of the things that maybe sparked an evolution within yourself to change, I don't know, your environment or the way you think about things or the people that you hang around or the things that you do on a day-to-day basis? So just for the sake of the anniversary of this channel, around the time when I first made this channel in June, I'm sorry, the channel was made a long time ago, but around the time that I posted my first video, I had a group of people that I hung out with just in general. And COVID was just sparking up at that time. So, by the way, once I cut out a section of rubber bands, then I just start unraveling that section of twists. But around that time, I had a group of friends that I used to talk to about my endeavors, what we wanted to do after college, because at that time I was in my junior year of college. And in college you got your little friend group, or maybe a group, a small group, a big group, or a small group. My group of friends was maybe like 7 or 8 main people that I used to hang out with. And around that time in June of 2020, I started going through changes in the way that I thought about certain topics. And I think when I started meditating around April, May, I'm not even sure when I started meditating, but I feel like it may have been around May of 2020 is when I started getting like spiritual downloads. If you don't want to know what spiritual downloads is, thanks, X Dreamy. Congrats on the 2-year anniversary. Thank you. I appreciate it. So when I started getting spiritual downloads of things and information that I just needed to tell people, that's when I knew I needed to start a YouTube channel because of something called collective consciousness. And we don't know what that is. Basically, certain people in certain areas can wake up per se at the same time. For example, I'm located in one part of the world, but someone else who is located in a totally different part of the world can get the same idea, like the same exact idea, at the same time as me. And that type of stuff happens so that it can spark change in different parts of the world at the same time for like a certain change or a certain shift. And so what happened was I had my friend group, right? And I was telling certain people about my goals to make a YouTube channel and asking for the support of certain people that were close to me at the time. And what started happening is I noticed either one or two things. I wasn't really getting support off of the things or the ideas that I had, or I was talking to people who didn't really understand any of the stuff that I was talking about. Because again, if you've ever went through a change to where your whole ways of thinking starts to shift almost for no reason, like there's no real cause. Actually, I know what the cause was for my change in thinking. It was isolation from my environments at the time. Whenever you go through a period of isolation, and remember, this was in 2020, April, May, June, we were still in isolation, quarantine, captivity, whatever you want to call it. And whenever you're in a season of isolation, there's bound to be some type of change. And I love your channel and your locks. I plan on probably starting out myself. Thank you. And I think you should, for real. I'm trying to make sure I don't cut anything that I shouldn't be cutting. But I'm just cutting off the rubber bands. I'm basically looking in the camera and seeing where the rubber bands are, and then I'm gonna unravel as I go. But yeah, so I just want to like encourage people that when you are going through changes and you're changing the way that you think, and it's not really you're changing anything about yourself on purpose, but it's just time for your dreams, endeavors, or ideas about how you should live your own life, they're changing, and the people around you aren't supporting you, or maybe you're losing friends, that's going to happen. And that's one of the reasons that I made this channel, because right after I made this channel, a lot of the people that I used to talk to either stopped talking to me or just didn't understand what I was even trying to do with my with my life or with the direction I was headed. Like I would tell them certain ideas and they're like, yo, what are you even talking about? But then I come here and make a YouTube channel and find like a group of people here on YouTube that are going through the same thing. And that's what collective consciousness does. It implants certain ideas in people in different parts of even the country, different parts of the world. And you get the same ideas, these same awakenings at the same time as somebody else that you don't even know is out there. And once you know they're out there and they put their opinions out there or their experiences out there, you realize that you're not alone. And it's not that you lost friends, because really you can lose friends any day of the week, month, year. And just because you associated with somebody, you talk to them every single day, or they were a part of your everyday life, doesn't mean they were a friend. It just means that you kind of like associated yourself with them maybe because you all had similar interests at the time. And I realized that something that makes up, we often associate people as friends just because they have similar interests as us, not because we are similar at our core. And what happens is when you go through changes in the way you think, act, or what you even believe spiritually, religiously, etc., and you lose friends, what happens is that you all weren't really on the same page with your core values, because what made you all friends or associates is probably what you do in your free time. Um, Maybe y'all had classes together, or your coworkers at work. And y'all have similar interests, and maybe you end up in the same place at the same time a lot. So you just say, "Hey, you want to start hanging out?" And when you lose people like that, you're like, "Dang, I lost a friend." But not necessarily, because maybe they weren't friends in the first place. Maybe they were just somebody who you had similar interests with, so you start associating with them, and that makes them a friend to you. But I had lost a lot of people that I thought were friends, but it wasn't really that they were friends, because either, well, I don't know. It just all depends on what you constitute as a friend. But I say that because one of my most popular videos outside of lock videos here on YouTube was the video I made where I was talking about why you don't fit in, and why you may um, not have any friends. And a lot of people related to that video and still comment to this video to this day. I'm trying to figure out how I can make kind of like a part two, more in depth, of why people may be feeling like that, because I guarantee a lot more people feel like that than they think. But what's crazy is, why do so many people feel like they don't have friends, but yet, like, a lot of people feel the same way, but what am I trying to say? So many people feel like they don't have friends, but some of those people are the same people that if you see them on the street, you'd be like, "Hey, are you still hanging out with so and so?" Like, they may be that dude or that girl. And there's a perception. There you go. There's the perception that they may be popular or so. And I think once you get out of school, um, that perception of popularity changes, because who cares? But there's always the perception of something, and it's really something else. Yeah, there's always the perception of the fact that there's one thing going on, but there's always something else going on. So it's also always about perception. Let me look at these comments. People hardly ever understand me. See, this is why I created the channel, because I feel like there's a lot of people here that people hardly understand them, and that was me. And that's why the people who were around me at the time that I even made the channel, it was like, when people don't understand you, it's kind of difficult to feel, it can be difficult to feel like loved and appreciated, but that doesn't mean that you're not, though. It just means like some people just simply aren't on that level. And see, like, maybe I should make a whole different video about this. How are you? How you been feeling lately? If you mind asking. Oh, if you mind asking, how's this week been for you? Talking about how I feel already. Um, how is everybody else? By the way, how's everybody's week? It's Friday. Um, I'm honestly doing great. Thanks for asking, NM. how have you been feeling lately? I've been feeling free. I've been feeling like a free person. I recently just realized that working just like a 9 to 5 has not been for me. At least working at 9 to 5. Um, yeah, working the 9 to 5 job that I was working was not for me, even though it was in the type of industry that I like, fitness. So I work as a manager at a gym, assistant general manager at a gym, which me 3 years ago would have loved. Like that would have been my dream job. But I quickly realized that I've changed since then. So I work at a different job now part time because I'm slowly making a transition from working from somebody else to completely working for myself and no one other than myself. Entrepreneurship. I'm also learning if you really want to be working for yourself as an entrepreneur, you got to go hard in it. Go hard or go home for real. I'm a creative person surrounded by people that only see what is in front of them. That's real. Like that is real. And in my Instagram bio, I have the purpose of my whole everything that I'm doing is helping creatives raise their consciousness. And I chose that because a creative person can be anyone. Helping creatives raise their consciousness. And the reason for that is because a lot of people don't know what they have to offer the entire world, the entire universe. And what happens is we just get caught up with distractions. And if you're a creative person and you're constantly surrounded by either not even just people but energy that is on a lower level of thinking or on a lower level of just consciousness, which is totally okay because everybody heightens their awareness at a different time and different stage in their life. And what you become aware of may be completely different than what the next person becomes aware of. But if you stay in those environments, it can be really difficult to see how you are like what are you even supposed to be doing here? Like it can be really difficult to see that. So that is literally my purpose for making a YouTube channel. It's helping creatives raise their consciousness. So, and maybe also Janine, who made the comment, maybe the people that you're surrounded by still need you to be there to help them raise their consciousness as well. So, Penny, for your thoughts. Retwist soon? Are you asking me if I'm going to retwist my hair? No ham. I do not retwist my hair, but I'm not against retwist at all. If you retwist, go do that thing, boo, sweetie. But I don't retwist my hair. I just either um, two strand twist it like I did now and then take it out a couple days later so it can be wavy like this, or I just I'll put braids in it. But overall, the reason why I do two strand twists and then take it out is because my hair like my new growth grows away from my locks. So what happens is that um I'll be trying to just wash it and go, like wash and go type stuff. But I can't wash and go my locks because what I have to do is separate them. And every once in a while, I have to do some type of maintenance, even though I'm kind of like semi free forming my locks. I have to do some type of maintenance and separate each part, because if the hair that grows away from my locks doesn't get directed back into the lock that it's supposed to grow into, then my locks will start thinning at the roots, which is what happened to some of the locks in the front. But what I did is either I'll do the retwist, I'm sorry, not retwist, I'll do 2-strand twists so that my new growth can kind of like get packed down into the lock that it's supposed to go into, or I'll braid my new growth around my locks. But I don't like doing retwists. And I don't like doing retwists because when I did do them, they didn't last long. So I feel like I did them for nothing, and they take forever to do for my hair. And then as well, if I'm out in the rain or the humidity and I just retwisted my hair, I didn't want to worry about my retwist not lasting long or anything like that. So I'm just going to retwist my hair and it does whatever. But so what are true friends? That's a great question. And I don't know if I can really define true friends for anybody else, but the true friends that I have, how many of them? It don't even matter how many I got. I just, the true friends that I have right now, they, it's kind of like there's no wall of judgment. And then true friends, that's a good question. How do you even answer that? I don't really know how to answer that, because I feel like I may give some generic answer, but it's just whatever, unconditionally, honestly, unconditionally, no matter what idea that you come with me and want to talk to me about, or whatever you got going on in your life, or whatever you're struggling with. A lot of people just feel judged about saying certain stuff. And I just know that you shouldn't really feel judged by your friends just because they have a different idea, or shot down, or told that, oh, that's not a good idea, or you won't succeed at that, because that won't work and people don't want to hear that. I guess the definition that I have for true friends, I just compare the the type of people that I used to associate with to the people that I associate with now. And honestly, when you start going through changes, and when you change the way you think and the way that you act, you attract exactly what you put out. That's a good one, actually. So when I started putting out more positive energy in my life, when I started watching different things, when I started cutting different things out of my life, like certain music, certain types of things that I watched, um, even the things that I like to do in my free time, when I started doing different things, watching different things, listening to different things, subscribing to different things, that attracted something different. That attracted people who were kind of on the same wavelength as me during that time. And I think that's where your true friends come. So it's not really I can't really give a generic answer to that. What is true friends? Because it is what you make it, honestly. Some people's version of true friends are people who may or may not support them, people behind their back and smile in their face, people who may or may not do those type of things. And that's their version of true friends, because they've created that attraction that attracts those type of people, if you know what I mean, because they may put that out there, or they may have just allowed that to keep happening because of a lack of direction and what they want for themselves. And that's really what allowed me to attract the people that I hang around today. When your mindset really shifts, and when you are on a certain goal and a certain path in your life, then certain people might exit, but certain other people will enter your life who do have the same goal, the same aspirations, or something similar to contribute. And another thing is, I feel um, similar interests, similar goals, yes, but it's all about where you adding into somebody else's life and not taking away. What are you trying to add in? Always trying to add in, add in, add in. Because when you try to take away, take somebody else's joy, take somebody else's happiness, shoot someone else down and tell them that they're ideal, or they're wanting to start a YouTube channel or start a TikTok, or go viral or become an entrepreneur, when you start to shoot them down, um, that will attract literally shooting yourself down. So it's literally about, what do you want to attract? Yeah, that's definitely it for me. I have so much experience. I have so much experience in this field. I actually accepted now that I'm okay with cutting off bonds to people. You go, NM, and I support that. Some people are not really supporting on the side of cutting people off. Honestly, whatever you have to do to protect your peace, because if you saw the last reel that I put up on YouTube, I put that up to show people something, because it's not that I'm totally um it's not that I recommend cutting people off, but here's the thing. If your arm, God forbid, knock on wood and everything like that, God forbid, if your arm had an infection in it and the doctor told you that, if you don't cut your arm off, the infection is going to spread throughout your whole body and you only got 5 years to live, what you going to do? You're going to let the one infection in your arm get throughout your entire body? And you know? So if something's close to you and it's close enough to the point that you can't function without your mental health being disturbed, your physical health being disturbed, and there's just one thing that is inhibiting you from growing, popping out of your shell. Are you not going to cut that one thing off? And here's the thing, some people won't, because of the sake of loyalty, because of the sake of trust. I'll tell you straight on. There was one friend that I had. I was honestly one of the closest friends that I've ever had. And I remember when we first became friends, she told me about all her insecurities, about some things that went on in her family, that issues about, people leaving them and abandoning them, and things of that nature. And I said, I will never do that to you. A few years later, I did that to him. um, and I know it may sound bad, but after that, I gained my peace. I really did. And it was a really difficult decision for me to make. It was one of the most difficult decisions. And but afterwards, I gained my peace. If you literally look at the what's it called, Instagram reel that I just recently put out on my Instagram, and also follow me. Don't follow me on the Holistic Flow one, because I'm deleting that one. Follow me on Lauren Rainey, Lauren.Rainey. That's my government name. Um, Follow me on that Instagram, because I'm just gonna start posting on that one. Having 3 Instagrams is too much, but literally the timeline between, you can see the difference in the way that I just carry myself. Maybe the people that I hang around, the things that I do in my free time, and that's literally, if I broke down and made a whole video about the changes that I went through, oh my goodness, it's drastic. It's really drastic. I mean, it's not too drastic, but because I know myself, it's just really drastic. And that was one of the main things that had to happen for me to gain my peace. And people who know me now literally say, I can literally see the peace in your eyes. You can tell a lot by looking at somebody's eyes. People change. Oh yeah, I'm actually accepted now that I'm okay with cutting off bonds to people, no matter how we're related. Yes, that's so true. People change, and I'm still changing at my age. Yes, and you're always changing, growing, and evolving. Look, a journey Life's journey isn't about like how old you are. We're always growing and changing and evolving. That's why I love meditation, the concept of meditation, because if you pay attention to your breath, our breath literally tells us that we're still growing, changing, and evolving, because our breath and the way our heart beats is always moving, constantly moving. Our body is a vibration, it's a whole vibration. From the way we breathe to the way that our heart pumps out blood throughout our entire body. So as long as our heart is beating, as long as breath is flowing through our lungs, we are going through changes and we're going through evolutions. So the day that we physically leave, I'm sorry, spiritually leave, because our bodies, like all this skin and bones, is just a shell. It's just a shell. I have two close friends. I thought some other people were friends, but I found out that they were not who I thought they were. Ain't that crazy? But you know what else is crazy though? When you find out that you weren't who you thought you were. Mind blown. If you know, you know. Preach. Ready for vacation. Yes, work for yourself. If you can, for real. Look, this is how I did it. Well, I'm not even really doing nothing yet. Actually, I am. I lied. But this is how I kind of got into it for real, because I'm young. I have like my whole life ahead of me, but I've done some things on this earth. So what I basically did is, I did not know, but in 2020 I was setting myself up for greatness. That's another thing. When you just be following your heart and stuff like that, you just find out how to do certain things. And when you follow your intuition, your divine divine consciousness, whatever you want to call it. God told me to tell you. But when you follow that, you end up setting yourself up for things that you didn't even know were coming later on. So when I started this YouTube channel in 2020, and it's crazy because it was 2 years ago from the first of this month, I posted my first video. You can go back and look at my first video. I still have it up. I did not know that I was setting myself up to be an entrepreneur later. I had no intentions of being an entrepreneur, but that's just how it works. Like all I did was I literally had just went through changes in the way I thought, acted, and spoke, and not many people around me could really relate or understand what I was talking about. So I'm like, there's somebody who understands what I'm talking about, because my consciousness is telling me that somebody else needs to hear what I have to say, and I have to say a lot of things. So then I made the YouTube channel. Boom, starts growing, 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 and then other things pop off from that. Social media is a great tool, and actually, I'm planning on making a video about this later on. But every December, I usually take a break off of social media because for my mental health, I end up getting trapped in this alternate kind of um, digital universe, because I feel like the digital I feel like social media is like a digital reality. It's like an alternate reality, and it's crazy that we have VR headsets and stuff like that now, because for some people, I feel like some people can see how virtual realities are kind of distorting our perception of reality. It actually distorts our perception of time, if you think about it, because our body has a circadian rhythm. And I started realizing how being on social media was messing up my circadian rhythm. It distorts your perception of time, because you know how TikTok and even Instagram Reels, right? What they do is basically take the information that you can get in like a whole 20-minute video and condense it down to 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. And what that does to your mind is it warps your perception of time to think, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much information in such a short period of time. And then what happens? TikTok allows you to just keep scrolling through things that you like to watch or you would really enjoy watching, because the way the algorithm works is it channels the things that you're interested in into your feed, your Instagram feed or your TikTok feed. And I started realizing what they was doing early on. I'm like, yo, this actually isn't great for my mental health. So I usually take breaks from social media, but when social media becomes something that you you have to kind of like get on to make a living, it can become kind of difficult. Um, and I'm not really there yet. Like I don't make a living off of social media, but it contributes a great deal. I don't pay no bills. I still live in my parents' house, but I plan to. So yeah, I would just also think about that. I would just also think about that as well. I'm almost done. I honestly didn't plan on being on live for this long, but thank you for all of your questions, comments. Yes, work for yourself. Yes, I agree. You gotta make your own means. Hey, love your lock journey and videos. Thank you. Are you asking me? Do I? Um, on occasions, to be honest, but I actually meant to make a whole other video about, somebody actually requested this video on how drugs and alcohol can mess up or the drugs and alcohol and the effect of them on your spiritual journey. And I've had a lot of different experiences with that. Um, some of them are taboo because it's still like a taboo topic, but I've had a lot of experiences. Um, some of them that made me wish that I wasn't so clairvoyant and seen everything that I've seen. Um, and it's the same with opening your third eye or however you want to call it. A Danny, it's my girl. If not, understand. Law of attraction is real. Yes. Haters gonna hate. Yes. Advice for fine 4C hair and locks. I've been attempting the sponge method. If by the sponge method you mean, I've actually never done that on my own hair, but I have I actually have three. I have a 4B 4A here. I ain't got 3 9. Um, so I don't think I could give much advice on 4C here, and I also don't have fine hair, so I'm not sure if I could give advice on that. But I'm trying to think if I know any YouTubers that have 4C fine hair, and I'm not sure what the sponge method is, but I know somebody on YouTube who has really good advice for anybody, regardless of their hair texture, hair type, whatnot, is Yanni the Lockologist. You probably heard of her if you've looked up any type of videos on locks on YouTube. She is she is really good. She has different perceptions on different things, um, common and uncommon. I don't I can't really tell anybody what to do with their hair because all of our hair is completely different. And the way that I learned about my hair wasn't necessarily about watching other people do their hair, it was really doing my own hair. So I really, yeah, I give lock advice, but I don't know. I'm not really that knowledgeable on other types, textures of hair. Congrats on the 6K. Thanks so much. Thank you all. I think I'm done taking the twist out. I'm gonna turn around for you. If y'all see any twists in my hair, just let me know, because I be going out with twists still in, but people can't really tell. 360. Oop. There you go. My chair can't turn all the way around. Yeah. I'm glad to hear about your accomplishments. I'm also glad to hear that you're happy with your experience and where your state of mind is now. Stay safe. Thanks, Rick OG. I appreciate it, for real. I appreciate all of you all on this channel who have subscribed, who have even watched one single video. I just do things here, and I just do it for what I think feels right. So thank you for all the support, all the happy wishes, and thank you. Stay safe as well. Got to go do some editing. Love your life. I will check out your other videos. Thanks, Janine, first for your first time coming on here. I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate your subscribe. Congrats. Thank you. Love your beautiful hair. Congratulations on 6,000 subscribers. I feel encouraged. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Congrats on your YouTube anniversary. Love the journey. That's my mom. Thanks, Mom. And I did not plan on being on live for this long, but thank you all that came on my live stream. And do I have any other announcements to make? I think that's it. Well, no, I have one other announcement to make. Also, if you want to learn more so about meditation, I had a couple, what's it called, requests on this channel to do a couple videos about like meditation, my experience becoming a meditation teacher, mindfulness, and some things like that. So I actually have a whole other YouTube channel about that. It's called Holistic Fit Meditation, and you can follow that YouTube channel. And I have the link in the bio of most of my videos on this channel. But then if you go to this channel and then scroll to the bottom, you'll see my other channel. So that way. Also, there will be what will there be? There will be, oh yeah, if you want to check out my one-on-one meditation services, I had one client reach out to me, or became a client, but she found me from this YouTube channel. Her name is Marcy. Hey Marcy, if you're watching. She found me on this YouTube channel, and now I do meditation with her one-on-one. So if you want to do one-on-one meditation with me, I do offer that as well. The link to my website is in the bio as well. What else do I do? I do tons of things. I also have guided meditations on a platform called Insight Timer. So sometimes I do live stream meditations on there, and then I also just upload pre-recorded guided meditations on there. It's kind of like a podcast platform, but it's podcast specifically for yoga and meditation teachers. I'm doing a tons of things. I'm just like a jack of all trades. I also am going to be involved in a retreat in Pennsylvania, where I'll be giving a guided meditation one morning, and then a yoga / stretching session the next morning. So I'll kind of be doing like a vlog style of that retreat, because the retreat has limited spaces. But if you think you want to go to the retreat in Pennsylvania, it's going to be July the 15th through the 17th, and there's literally limited spaces. So you can find that link also on my Instagram. It's not going to be in the bio. It's going to be on my Instagram. But I'm going to be doing like a vlog of that retreat as well, to show you all what we were doing because it's in the nature, in the woods, cabins. We're going to be in hammocks, chilling, tea in the morning. So it's going to be a vibe for real. Somebody asked single. No, I'm not single. I'm not. I have a man. So no, not single. What's up, what's up, Lolo? Your boy about to start these locks in 2 weeks. Congratulations on the 2 years and keep inspiring. Thank you. Yeah, start that lock journey, dude, bro. For real. When you do start, congratulations. And honestly, you've already started your lock journey, because I think the idea of wanting to start locks is starting for real. So welcome to the community. At this point, I have nothing else to say. Well, I always have something else to say, but you'll see it in a video. So thank you all for coming on the stream, on the live. Thank y'all for watching replay. If you have, as always, if you have any suggestions and videos that you want to see in the future, just let me know. Please do let me know. And then also as well, there's nothing else. I'm gonna just stop talking. But have a great rest of your day and be safe. Stay prayed up, because the enemy be really trying to attack. Okay, stay prayed up. All right. And other than that, have a great rest of your day. Peace.